Yo, what up, nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live from Yo Mama's house. And once again, we got some oversensitivity going on in the world as usual. And this one is concerning the British actor, Benedict Cumberbatch. What kind of a fucking last name? See, I don't like, British last names, I don't like it. I have one myself. My last name's Jones. I don't like it. I gotta get something African, like X and some shit like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, once again, people are being oversensitive. This article has over 4,000 shares and people are getting pissed off. And what did he do to piss so many, mostly black people off? Well, on Travis Malley's show, he was talking about black people, but he didn't say black people. He used the term colored. He used the term colored, and many tweets started to follow from angry black people. Let me read you some examples of the tweets. Shane Thomas said, "While I'm on board with Cumberbatch's point here, it really doesn't help when he uses a term like colored. Benedict Cumberbatch used the word colored to describe black people in the year 2015. Are we still using that word? I never liked Cumberbatch, and him calling people colored seals the deal. Someone needs to tell Cumberbatch that that term colored isn't used or accepted in these parts. Benedict Cumberbatch on lack of ops for black actors in UK. For me though, undermined by him calling them colored." Wow. The last one, I love it. It's a beautiful black woman with the nicest fake hair I've seen in at least 6 days. She said, "Benedict Cumberbatch on lack of ops for black actors in UK. For me though, undermined by calling them colored." Wow. Wow. Let me get to this. Once again, it's sensitivity versus reality. You have a man who was on a show trying to speak up for black people, trying to say they don't have enough opportunity, trying to, I guess, get some money to the community or at least to the people, trying to actually do something in reality for blacks. Trying. He's up there speaking, but he's doing something. But he used the wrong term, not even an offensive term, not a term that's used to offend. Anything can be seen as used to offend. The only word I can see that refers to black people that I know is purely for offense is the word nigger. And when I say nyaka. But other than that, it's just a way, at least it is a way now, or was a way back then, to refer to a black person when you call them colored. When you call them colored, back in the day it was like colored people over here. And another reason why it was colored, because it wasn't just about black people when they used colored, it was just about people of color in general. So you could be a dark-skinned Hispanic or an Indian, you still have to go use the colored, you can't use the white people like water fountain. It was a way to separate, white people from everyone else. It was colored. Dark-skinned Indian people wasn't just at the white only fountain. I'm Indian, get your colored ass over there, you understand? But the fact that he used colored when actually trying to do something for black people, and the fact that some black people turn their backs on him because he used the term colored, which was just a mistake, he just didn't know, goes to show how ignorant and oversensitive most black people are. Most black people just want to be loved by people. You can't call it something we don't like. Like, really? He used a term that just might offend you. Instead of most people reacting like, hey, we just don't use that anymore, that's kind of old, and then just moving on, because that's all it should be. Wow, that's kind of old, but okay. And then moving on from there, that's it, that's all it should be. It shouldn't be some tirade of, oh, forget this guy, I thought it was cool, and oh, everyone turning their back on him when he's actually trying to do something because he used the wrong word. I don't think black people know how to come up. I really don't. Black Americans don't know how to come up. Don't, because their feelings is Jesus. I mean, Jesus, the reality. All right, now let me do the sensitivity versus reality thing here again. What's the sensitivity? He used the word colored. It's obvious that he wasn't being offensive. He wasn't trying, to be offensive. He was actually trying to use a correct term, because some people get mad when you say black as well. We're not a color. So some people get mad when you use black. It's like you can't say anything. African Americans, I've never been to Africa. Just Jesus fucking Christ, the sensitivity of these people. My God. So anyway, of us people, except for me, because I didn't like y'all with that shit. So anyway, that's the sensitivity. Now what's the reality? He's trying to actually get money into black people's pockets. But black people are willing to turn their back on that reality because of their sensitivity. Wow. 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 You know, wow. It's just so sad. It's so sad. And then let's go to something else. He apologized for this, obviously. He's like, I'm an idiot, and I'm devastated to have caused offense. You know, all this stuff. And he shouldn't have to apologize. He shouldn't have to apologize. Someone should just tell him in his ear, you know, that's old shit, but yeah, let's move on. That's it. That's all it should be, right? But remember, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. What happened to that? You know, because someone drew the Prophet Muhammad with a knife to his throat, and everyone was claiming freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Why should he apologize now? What happened to the freedom of speech and stuff? He just used the term colored. It's not even offensive. So in a way, it's like this. Imagine he came out with a cover, with a magazine cover that had a white guy with a knife to a black guy's throat, and it's like the article's called "Back in Slavery." White guy with a knife to a black guy's throat saying, "I'm going to kill your colored ass." So you mean it would make perfect sense if black people look at this cover and say, "Oh my God, are you serious? Is he calling the black guy he got a knife to the throat of colored? This is ridiculous. We can't stand for this. Take that word colored off." But the rest is fine? That he has a knife to his throat? Is the rest fine? Well, what I'm saying with this is, sensitivity, for one, sensitivity is just too much in a lot of people. And two, there's a huge double standard on sensitivity. When it comes to blacks and gays, we have to be real sensitive. When it comes to Muslims, you don't have to be sensitive. You can draw a knife to the Prophet's throat and it's absolutely fine. But if you use the term colored, you have to apologize. You have to apologize. And then if you say, oh no, there's a difference because Muslims were attacking. Yeah, 2 Muslims, maybe 4 of them. What about the other millions? You know, about 1/4 of the world's population is Muslim. So what about those other millions upon millions of people who just march, who don't attack, who are just generally upset? Where's their apology? Where's their apology? Someone explain to me why black people always have to be apologized to when you just use an old term, and Muslims don't have to be apologized to when you draw a picture with a knife to their Prophet's throat. It was a machete. I forgot exactly what it was. They don't show the cover much because they know that would devastate the West's argument. But someone explain that, because I don't get this sensitivity shit. It's so stupid. One moment you're not being sensitive. One moment you're being ignorant. You're not being sensitive. Then the next moment it's just freedom of speech or freedom of artistic, whatever the fuck. Somebody explain this, because I don't get it. You know, I just don't get it. So there's 2 things here. Why do we have to be sensitive to blacks and not to Muslims? And why the fuck are blacks always taking their sensitivity over reality? Don't you realize the guy's actually trying to fucking do something, but you want to turn your back on him because he used the term colored? God, grow up. No one has to fucking like you or be oversensitive to your ass. All they have to do is respect you, and he was obviously trying to be respectful. It's obvious. If you don't see it, you're an idiot. Only thing anyone has to do is respect you. He wasn't trying to disrespect anybody. He just used an old term. Maybe he's an idiot. Maybe he doesn't know much about black people, but it's obvious he wasn't trying to be offensive. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful. So why are you crying? Why are you complaining? Why are you turning your back on a person who's trying to help you and your people, dick face? Because he used an old term. God damn. If I ever have a talk show and I'm gonna have a white person there talking about black people, whatever, whether good or bad, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand out handkerchiefs to all the black people. I'm like, what's this for? What's this for? Because you might just start crying. Bring them out. Hi everybody, I want to talk about black people. How can you call us black? Use a handkerchief. Use the handkerchief, ma'am. Use a handkerchief. I'm sorry, not black, colored. Colored? Use a handkerchief, sir. Use a handkerchief. Just use it. Blow your nose. Dry your eyes. Use a handkerchief. I swear to God, man, just use a handkerchief. You know what? I might just have to start using that one. Use the handkerchief. Whenever people start complaining, especially black people, about some shit that doesn't really matter, and it's them being oversensitive, use a handkerchief. That's what I'm gonna say, alright? Now I'm out, nyakos. Use a handkerchief, and if you don't like me saying nyakos, use a handkerchief. And I'm out. Later.